Welcome to Shop Squad's Now You Know, a podcast that brings you compelling conversations about today's technical training resources. For information, visit shopsquadonline.com. Hi again, everybody. I'm Doug Kaufman, and I'm happy to be here with Philip Austin from Natera, formerly known as NGK. Philip is manager of training with Natera and speaks to shop owners and technicians in the shops on a regular basis on a lot of sensor and ignition questions. Philip, we've talked about a lot of the issues involved. We've talked about a lot of the Shop Squad, what the Shop Squad offers when it comes to technical topics. What are you hearing from shop owners that beyond the technical questions that they are asking about a specific of a vehicle, what kinds of questions do you face and what kind of tips might you have so they can run their businesses better?
Well, I get, especially in the atmosphere of our training events, our in-person training events, we, depending on the subject matters that we cover, we get all sorts of questions. But just to start off with a few, from shop owners, it's just tips. Hey, what could I do better? I got a sense of your background. It seems like you have a diverse background. So you mentioned you were partners in the shop. So what can I do better to make? As you could see, I only brought one tech with me. I could barely get the rest here. So any quick tips, and then I have to position myself to answer the question quickly because there's a line, right? So one of the frequent tips I give is develop an atmosphere of trust and understanding, along with appreciation. So we would suggest, how often do you have lunch together? Long pause. Oh, we don't. Maybe you should start once a week or once every 2 weeks, depending on what you feel is necessary. And when I receive pushback after that suggestion, I'll normally give an example. You know why they tell you to try not to speed on highways? Because when you calculate your distance of how much time you actually saved, it's not much. So the psychology of, oh man, I can't sit down my shop for 1 hour for us to have lunch. Try it and go from there. And those are little pieces of information that I share with them as tips so that it would help with their relationship with their employees.
It's not only building that shop relationship, there's an opportunity to learn from each other that they may not have during the day.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And what you think may be so critical, oh my God, within that time, when you analyze it, it's really not that much, right? And these are coming from tips, not that I don't establish as best practices, but talking to well machine shops that are really developing good relationships. We're struggling all with the same type of challenges where we're finding it hard to maintain the technicians that are in the business, and we have a onslaught of them leaving, and we can't get enough in. So stability is the ultimate challenge here, and that's just one of the tips amongst many that I give just to open up that door for communication and a break.
Sure. Well, of course, the only way you're going to keep a tech around is to pay them more, right? There's nothing better. There's no other reason that a technician would leave your business because you're not paying them.
And there's a way to pay them more, and it's not as simple as that, right? Because I know we're joking with that, but the value comes in different currencies, right? So when you look at that, just give some short, sweet examples from my experience. Like if I have a tech that's constantly on the phone, right? I don't automatically assume it's a negative thing. I don't know what the situation is, but if he's a good tech, you want to be able to handle that differently, right? And appreciate and say, hey, if he's always on the phone with his girlfriend, hey, let me say hello. How you doing? Hey, how you doing, Tina? Great. Listen, John is a great tech, and the car I have him on really requires his full attention. So I'm going to have him call you back. I'm going to give him a break and after this car, and we'll go from there, okay? All right, great. Thank you. I won't let him tell her. I'll tell her. right? And then he appreciates that. He listens that I'm showing and telling his spouse that I value him and I need his full attention right now. And I'll give you that opportunity when I give him a break, right?
Right.
So those are the things where, we don't immediately assume we'll label a technician and put them on the list of how I always got to babysit him or watch him, right? So those little things and just having those conversations and giving tips like that, it helps along the way. Obviously, you can't do that with everyone. They'll knock you out if you ask this to the spouse, but it's you understanding your employees and having that relationship as well.
Right. Yeah. During the Shop Squad training sessions, what other types of things are you offering as shop management tips or learning from shop owners?
Yeah, I appreciate that question because we're doing more learning than actually teaching out because we're in a listening mode. And I feel training has to evolve where you are adaptable to what's being experienced. So we're learning that there's different levels of shop ownership and leadership within the shops. And depending on the structure of the shop will depend on the training and the feedback that we could provide. So learning those different scalable platforms of different shop organizations is an experience within itself because you can't teach out a cookie cutter approach or talk to a shop that has challenges of 2bay and they're wearing one or two hats. It's a different approach to that. So we're learning all those different types of things and giving tips that will be good for all of them.
Some shop owners obviously have come up from the technician level. Maybe they haven't had the luxury of things that a lot of other shop owner only type people have done. Is there an opportunity for the Shop Squad to be mentors to that next level of shop owner, to the people who need that help?
Oh yes, absolutely. And not us being the mentors. That's what's great about the Shop Squad community. We have formally like the select or the plus level where these are individual shops that are winning. They have a good type of system in place and we're just connecting the dots. We're not going to be the expert in the room when it comes to these things. I've been away from the partnership in the shop atmosphere for some time now. I'm still fully engaged on an advisory role in different communities, but I'm relying on those that are currently having a shop, managing it well, involved in a shop management group or program that could play roles in mentoring other shops too, pulling tips from them and filtering it through to the others. So that's what we're trying to establish.
So shop owners, if you have the need for the mentorship or the interest in being involved on that level with the Shop Squad, Philip, how can they reach out and learn more?
They can learn more through our websites. If you're not part of Shop Squad community, we invite you to come through that at shopsquadonline.com, or you could go to our Natera North America, formerly known as NGK Spark Plugs website, and look for the links for our technical training program where you could see the shop management, service advisor classes, and all the technical classes for your technicians there as well.
Thank you, Philip Austin.